Go. Good afternoon. We are here with Connecting Communities with myself, Brian, and Brandy. Brandy, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I am good. I'm hot. Who would have thought that 85 would be cool?
Yes, but I will take it for sure.
I will too. A little cooler is okay, but I will
Yeah.
definitely enjoy it. So tell me, what's your summer like? We're officially summer now. So
Yeah.
what does that look like for you?
Lots of work, which is an excellent thing. Keeping busy. Um, trying to stay cool. Was able to kind of connect with some friends and loved ones over the last few weeks, so that's been great. We've all been kind of doing the best we can with the social distancing and
Yeah.
that bit. But yeah, things are good. I can't complain. What about you?
Well, listen, first off, you're like me. Like, we like people, right? We like engagement.
Yep.
And, I know in our conversations, you're always going somewhere, right?
Yep.
There's always a trip happening or something. So are you crazy staying at home? Like, is this a little nuts for you?
Yeah. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I feel like by now I would have been to at least 5 places.
Right?
So it's a bit of an adjustment, but it's welcomed. I would much rather go this route than to be in danger and have
Right.
anyone sick. So I can't complain.
Yeah, I know. We've been pretty safe. We've planned several trips. So, C2, we're a year and a half old now.
Yeah.
We have made it over that hump. We have some stability. We're rocking and rolling now. So I'm like, okay,
Right.
let's do some trips. Everything has been taken out, from concerts to we were gonna do Vegas at one point. Then we got tickets to Florida.
Mm.
Less than 24 hours after we booked the tickets, outbreak in Florida. Everything's shut
Oh,
down. So I'm like, oh, what am I gonna do? So it's like,
yep.
I just saw this post and I posted it on there. And I said, listen, I finally have my stuff together. This world cannot end now. I'm a
Listen.
success.
Stay on the phone because that might change.
Right. I know. So
You never
it's
know.
been crazy for me not to be able, or at least to try to be original in what we're doing.
Sure.
Uh, I feel like my voice had traveled more, so now I'm yelling more as across the room to people as we're staying that distance, which is always crazy to me. It's been the one consistent
Yeah.
across the board.
Yeah.
You know what's something that I've seen that has not been consistent, Brandy?
Uh-oh. What is
I'm
that?
about to I'm about to rock the boat. You ready?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
'Cause We
Uh-oh.
haven't
Bring it
we
on.
haven't talked in 2 weeks.
Okay. Bring it on. Bring it on.
I'm done seeing stuff about Black Lives Matter. It went from like a 95% of what I was seeing down
Yeah.
to like a 35% now.
Yeah. Well,
Well, here's my second piece. Here's my second
okay.
piece.
Go
And this,
ahead with the second piece.
so we're local people, so we know that we have an officer that just recently passed, right?
Sure. Right.
Very sad situation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be ignorant when I say this.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe I'm going to say this. But what was the difference between that officer and another officer that had passed away? What was the significance? Because like, it was a whole town coming out. You know what I mean, right? I mean,
Agreed.
there was like a parade. I mean, it was a moment.
Mhm.
So I don't understand why. Because we didn't do it to other people. I'm not saying he's not important. I'm not saying he wasn't important. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying all the other officers that died before him or even after him since that day,
Mm-hmm.
right? I haven't seen a funeral or a progression line or murals,
Mm-hmm.
okay, or things logoed on now. I'm seeing things
Right.
logoed on,
Yeah.
promotions. Why, Brandy? What's your thoughts?
um.
Go.
Well, first, I want to address the Black Lives Matter thing. I
Yeah,
think it's important that, um, you know, Black lives will always be important to Black folks, right? So this is not a mission that is new. This is not a mission that is only associated to the Black Lives Matter movement. There are people that have been in communities for centuries working hard to ensure that in communities we understand the importance of Black lives, but also have been on the forefronts with governments fighting for those same rights. So I think as far as Black people go, we're still on the mission. I think when the pivot comes from the newly found allies that are recently all about the cause, right?
The fad. I feel like it's the fad of the moment. It's the conversations that are happening, and now the conversations have stopped. Like, I was like, awesome. You know, they might be crappy conversations, but at least they're starting to go. And now, like I said, now they're at that 35%. And now we're talking about removing the gun from Elmer Fudd. Or but we are talking about the Dixie Chicks, removing the word Dixie. Or yesterday, the Washington Redskins no longer being the Redskins. So conversations are still happening, but they're not as big as I think they need to be still.
Well, that's because people aren't committed to the cause. Because it's cute to be a part of something for a moment, and I think that people get a minute to shine, and they're very, very into whatever that cause is for the moment. But I think that unless you are truly committed to the cause of equality, I mean, at this point, I think for the Black community, we have gotten so much stuff that we have not asked for. Even when it comes to Juneteenth being recognized as a holiday, and with many companies and pushing towards its being a holiday federally, that's not something we've asked for. We are singularly asking for Black people to stop being killed by the police. That's it. That's all. So we don't really need.
They're giving you A, B, and C when really you just want F. That's it.
That's it. That's all we're
Freedom.
asking for.
Freedom.
Now, the Juneteenth has been a thing since, it was a thing. So this isn't something new. Police brutality has been a thing since slavery. This isn't new. You have a lot of things that have happened in terms of the disenfranchisement of Black folks that are not, these things aren't new. What's happening now is there is a much more aware community on some of the things that are taking place. Because I think before, and I had this conversation with a friend, I think before people were just kind of like, oh no, that's not really happening, because they didn't see it. So now we have all of these recording devices, and people can see in real time how horrible these things are, right? And then we still have people that are still on the fence saying, I still don't believe it. I think that this was something that was created and he's not actually dead. Like, literally, there's someone that said that, and a friend of my husband's. So I don't know why anyone would want to fake a death, or like, why would we go to this extreme when there have been so many other extremes over the years, especially in the last 10 years. There have been so many things that have happened. And I think that unless you are truly engaged, it's one thing to say Black Lives Matter, but it's another thing to truly be about the cause, to truly be about the work. And so how do you get involved as a white person? Like, what do you do if you're a new ally? Something is wrong, that, this doesn't feel good. You have to start committing to the organizations that are doing the work. Get involved with those groups, whether it's the ACLU, or whether it's local grassroots organizations, whether it's the Black Lives Matter movement. I think it's an opportunity to continue to post, because we still have Breonna Taylor's murderers who are still working. And that's something that is asinine, because any other situation, let's say I came by your house and I shot you, they would have me in jail at the end of the day, right? But here we are, we have given police officers somewhat of a badge to kill. Well, they have a badge to kill, but they also have
a barrier.
They have additional barriers, one being the police unions, but there's also additional legislation that protects them from being prosecuted in certain instances. So I think that, we have to be diligent about the things that matter. And it can't just be about Black people doing that. It has to be about all of us doing that, because during those same protests, we had a lot of white folks that were getting beat by the police as well. There were a lot of there was a video with the older gentleman being knocked over. There were a couple of older gentlemen that were knocked over by police. One was in critical care because he busted his head open. So it's not a matter of us versus them. It is all about us, right? So they start with Black people because I think this whole country has been founded upon putting Black people, well, first of all, it's not meant to provide any sort of equality for Black folks. And so most of what you see in the Constitution is not necessarily relative to us. But I think that as we move towards some sort of liberation and equality, we have to be able to understand that it really is not a Black versus white issue. It has to become an all of us issue. It has to be us against the problem.
It's a human race issue.
Yeah, absolutely. And until people are 100% engaged on that and see the value in that and are still fighting to bring Breonna Taylor's killers to justice, not just firing these police officers, but actually putting them behind bars and giving them jail sentences. And if she works with the government, if she's an EMT and she's not safe, who is safe? Who is safe? And on a knock warrant. So, it's a dangerous game that I think a lot of the faux allies have played by catching on and wanting to be a part of a movement. But it's in order to be a part of the movement, it has to be something that's done 365 days of the year. Now, on the other end of that, your other point, which was, we talked about the Black Lives Matter movement kind of dying down. And I don't think it's died down any. I know for sure with the community of folks in which I surround myself with, it hasn't died down. We're still on it. But what your other point was?
We'll have to rewind. I don't know. I talk so much. But listen, here's something to add to this subject, and maybe that will hear me. You want to talk conspiracy theory?
Okay, go.
You ready for this?
I'm ready.
Here's my thought process, and when I ask questions, and I always like to play devil's advocate.
Okay.
Do you believe that the Toledo City Council situation could be a scapegoat or I just find it very ironic that they did a 2.5-year investigation and they end up doing what they have to do in the middle of a Black Lives Matter situation, like really right smack dab. Do you think they tried to do that as an example? Like, Black people are bad. Here it is. I mean, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
There's a lot of things that do not make a lot of sense when it comes to government, and specifically, I would say within some of the local government. I think, it's hard enough to get your arms around the federal government, right? And all the conspiracies that live there and all of the facts that we have around the federal government. But anytime you bring local government there, you have local politics, you have local, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. And, I think timing, and we go back to the police officer. That was your other point.
Thank you.
The police officer. I think that some of this has been blown up because of the time. I don't think any of this was pressing when it came to the city council. I don't think that things needed to blow up at this moment, but I think that kind of what you're seeing now is like, okay, I don't want to say pacifying to some group of people and kind of turning a lens on the other group of people. But it just seems to me that there's a lot of general good old boy corruption across the board.
Oh, listen, there's tons of things that we'll have no concept of that happens in government. Federal, local, county, whatever it is. I don't know. It just, to me, I just don't think timing was at the, I don't know, but I don't know all the facts. I do know several of the individuals through networking. So I think it's a sad situation at the end of the day. I think it's a sad
So for our
situation.
viewers that have no idea what's going on, give.
Oh, that's true. Duh. Oh, sorry, I forget
You're
sometimes.
okay.
So we have 3 local council people and 1 attorney that has been accused of taking bribes,
Mm-hmm.
and that's it, just taking bribes
Yep.
to pass. I don't even know if that's correct. I just know taking bribes
Mm-hmm.
to get their agendas pushed or conversation started. I don't know the specifics, so I don't want to throw that out. 2 of which have been pretty drastic, and I guess they are looking to get them to step down from their role, but they will not resign. And as far as I know, the last I heard, Mayor Wade, our mayor here in Toledo, has requested them to step down by Sunday, and if they did not, he was going to the Ohio people to make them step down or suspend or something. They will not do business with them in the room. They have shut down 1 meeting that I know of. They asked those 4 council people to move or leave, and they wouldn't. So they stopped the meeting, which I agree. I mean, at the end of the day, that Susan and I had a whole conversation. She was like, innocent until proven guilty. Absolutely, right? But they are in a position of authority, and I think if their character's being questioned in a situation like this, then I think that they need to be removed from those situations, because how do we know whatever decision they're making is not compromised?
Mm-hmm.
And I think there should, I can't imagine there wouldn't be something in the contract, like a morale clause or of some sort. My attorney friends out there, let me know.
Yeah.
It's just it's a crazy situation that we're in. I mean, I think you said it best a few weeks ago. We're in a pandemic, right? We're in an election year. We're now in some, we're not now, we've always been, right, in some racial conversations. And now we have this charge with our city. I mean, it's blowing up. And I know other cities are having it.
Yep.
I mean, we're in a recession. We're in the middle, you know what I mean? And that's the crazy thing. We didn't even know with the beginning.
Right.
We just skipped right there.
Right.
So it's just, I don't know. I'm scared for the next year. What about school? Where do you feel school is? Are you okay with sending go back to school, or are you keeping home?
It would be my preference to keep him home. I know that we received word yesterday that Perrysburg schools have suspended the extracurriculars like band and choir and things like that. And
that's horrible. I get it, big picture, but fine arts are so important.
Extremely important. And you're talking to a person who was a music kid. I was a drama kid, and I was a choir kid. And those things, I believe, saved my life in school. The fine arts in general were.
Amen. If it wasn't for the bonds, I mean, my senior year, life got a little crazy at the Roush house.
Yeah.
My senior year, I stayed with my theater teacher and his family.
Got it.
You know what I mean? Yeah, absolutely. Theater, he would give me the keys to go into the theater because I was just breaking down. More so than now.
Yeah.
So, if it wasn't for him and being able to express myself in those arts, I would not be, I don't know, it's crazy. That's crazy.
Absolutely. So it's already changed the course of how we'll continue to educate for the next year, for sure. I'm waiting to see exactly what decisions they'll make around virtual schooling. It would be my preference that he stay home and continue virtual education or distance learning.
Are you a fan of TPSs?
So I'm not well versed on TPS because
okay. Sure. So just to give our little folks situations out there as well. So we have Perrysburg, which is a different school district than TPS, being Toledo Public School. And then my dude is in Sylvania. Again, another area very close, but different school district. So we're talking about 3 different districts. So TPS right now is going in yellow. And yellow means they go to school 2 days a week and they're virtual 3.
Okay.
So they're 2 days a week with like 10 kids. And then the other, and they give them lunch to take home. So they're fed on their days that they're not in the building.
Oh, I see.
So they'll be there with those kids, and then one of the days the whole class is online, and the other 2 days you're matched up with the other kids.
Got it.
Now
I think that,
Sylvania
yeah,
hasn't
okay.
changed anything. They're full on. School's still supposed to start on August 18th, and we're all in. So we'll see what
Got
that
it.
goes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't think that we've received a lot of confirmation from Perrysburg schools. Um, I definitely do. If I have the option to keep him home, he will be home.
Yeah. Here's the kicker, though, and Susan said this yesterday, and she made a great point because I'm like, I kind of like that virtual piece, you know? I
Yeah.
said, I don't understand why Sylvania is not even there. And again, for folks out there, Sylvania and Perrysburg, very great, good school system.
Mhm.
It's affluent. There's money behind the district. TPS, not so much.
Yeah.
And that's where she came back and she said, Brian, you got to think of it. There's no preventive measures at TPS. They can't afford it.
Right.
They just can't. So we, being in the higher end, they can afford it to make the kids go back. They're like, get
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. They could really do it. And I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I think
oh,
we're,
we got enough time. Things will change.
well, I mean, when you think of it, and we're already halfway through July, school would be starting. So I know we're going to be starting closer to the end of the month, of August.
Yeah, we
And
start the 18th. So
okay, yeah, I think
yeah,
we're
a month.
starting.
I figured that they're not going to tell us anything until 2 weeks before, just like they did it because they don't want to panic, right?
Yeah,
They're trying to make that in my. There's my other conspiracy theory. Okay, I think they knew what they were doing before, and when they let things kind of just extend and go there. So I get it. Um,
I don't think that they have the solution just yet. I really don't. I think that because things are changing so much and the numbers are increasing so rapidly,
good point.
that is going to consistently change. And Dr. Amy Acton is holding her position on the masks, and I know Perrysburg now is under, you have to wear a mask. You can't go anywhere here.
Yeah, you're in
So
Wood County, right? Perrysburg is Wood County.
yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes,
so and we're Lucas again, borderline. We
yeah,
were officially at 6 o'clock last night.
got it.
Mask appropriate, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, see, the reason why I think Sylvania knows what they're doing and they haven't changed anything is
Hmm.
because in my mind, they should not be going full on everything, nothing changed.
Yeah.
Like there should be something else out there,
Hmm.
options, or hey, this is a possibility. They have a yellow, green, and red, but they
Hmm.
haven't moved off of their original, which leads me to believe that they're going to push the button when they feel like they need to push the button, so they're pushing it once
Yeah.
versus 3 times. But you're right; they may have no concept of
Highly
what they're doing at
possible.
this point.
Highly possible. Well, and I feel like this thing is moving so chaotically, and people are refusing to follow the guidelines. And I think that that's going to continue to change. I think we're going to start school, and then they're going to change it again.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
I'm I am I would not be surprised if we are 3 weeks into school and then they say, okay, we're going everybody's back online now.
yeah.
Just because we're trying to catch a butterfly that cannot be caught. It's just,
That's a good analogy.
yeah.
Trying to catch a butterfly. We need to quote that on you. Put that on a shirt.
You
Or
cannot,
the cat.
you know.
Or the no, you can't say to catch the rat because that wouldn't be fun. Never mind. I would say we
I
can't do
want to
that.
catch the rat. No.
Yeah, can't do that. We don't want to catch that rat.
No, thank you. No, thank you. But yeah, so I think everything's just up in the air. We'll see.
How's the mister's job? How's things back? So he's back to work.
Yep. So he's back in the office. He worked remotely for a little while, and he went back into the office probably about 2 months now. So he's been back, I think, since April or May.
Got it.
Yeah, he worked from home for about a month. They had quite a bit of layoffs and things like that, with Whirlpool, which it's devastating for people who have been there for so many years
Right.
to lose a job right now. But I think that that's kind of happening across the country. Um, thank God we were able to stay. In fact, he was promoted. So
Nice.
so it actually worked out well for us. But
Does that mean you're staying here?
yes, that
Because
means
I know that we talked, and I think we might have talked off record, but now that you threw this out there, we're
we're
all
here.
going. So you're
Yeah,
saying,
we'll be here for a little
yeah.
while.
Yeah.
Oh, at least a little while. Yeah.
Yeah. And saying that there's nothing wrong with Perrysburg, Brandy just has moved, and she is a Texas girl in every which way.
I would like to be in Texas. Originally from Tennessee, I would like to be in Texas though. Had a great time. However, I can't complain. I have a lot of friends here, and
Yeah.
Perrysburg has been, and Ohio in general has been good to me. So
Awesome. Awesome. Well, you're good. You're good to Ohio, so it's easy to be good to people when they're good to you. So
I
you're
appreciate it.
welcome. So what's going on with the company? Tell me, what are you doing? Last I heard, you were actually traveling inside and working shoulder by shoulder with the client. Are you still doing that, or is that more
No,
virtual now?
I am all virtual at this
Okay,
point. Yes,
got
so
it.
I have quite a bit of work that I've been doing with, some diversity consulting, which I think is a hot topic right now for everyone.
I think that's a great subject to go in and teach at workplaces.
Yeah.
Listen, if you're out there looking, including you, Employee Association
Mhm.
in Mommy, Ohio,
Mhm.
if you are looking, Chamber of Commerce is as well.
Yep.
See this young lady.
Yep.
She can,
Yep.
speeches, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, hour and a half. Brandy, you can
Yep.
cover it?
Yep. 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 So right now I'm trying to develop some curriculum for potentially for one client. And so keeping my fingers crossed on that because I think that could be a good opportunity. But yeah, so I've just been moving more into that. So I've also taken an offshoot and I am doing most of my consulting piece through Brandy Surratt Consulting, which you
Oh,
can
so you
find.
open up like another division.
Yep. So you can find me at brandysurratt.com. So it has more information on there about my client experience, my educational experience, so on and so forth. So that page is up and live, and people can
Okay.
go there to reach out and for consultation. And then for PaxRat, we still have PaxRat Concierge, which is primarily the operational side of, if it's newsletters or brochures or whatever to that piece that's still going to be handled through Pax Rat Concierge.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good for you. Have
Yeah.
you been able to grow through this pandemic? Have you shrunk a little bit? If you have
I
lost
have
clients?
I have grown, but I have grown in ways that are I think will be most beneficial long term. Not as much right now, but there have been a lot of seeds that have been planted that will allow me to kind of grow in other ways. But I have been real busy in this process, so I can't complain about that. I'm really blessed. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But
Nice.
I know what you've got a lot going on your end. So
I do. So we've been super busy here in Connecting Connections. We, as you know, have expanded our networking. So
yep.
we're hitting bigger cities like Columbus or Cleveland, Akron, all over Michigan as well. So that's been enjoyable. The cleaning company has been great experience. We are super close on finalizing those certifications so we can work hand in hand with those felons, ex-felons, as they are re-entering into the job force and just life in general, which is just crazy. So yeah, all good here. I've been enjoying the water, so kayaking and boating and camping. You had lost the COVID-20, right? And I had gained that COVID-25, so I've been biking and really taking off that weight as well. I feel like my beard makes my face look longer too, so I feel thinner today.
Okay.
That's done well. I've lost probably about 20 pounds right now, so I'm pretty pleased
good.
with that. Yeah, I have about another 20 to go, and then we'll see how I look. But yeah, it's been super easy. I've been setting my goals with the biking. My goal is to start 16 miles a day. I am far from it. I'm doing about 6 miles right now. So Yeah, all good here. Enjoying the summer. I'm really trying to take that time and spend some time with Jackson Robert and
Yep.
enjoy the summer because he's only 9 for a year, right?
I know. We've been hitting the metro parks, and trying to enjoy that. And I think we've gone to a different park every day that we go out because there's
Nice.
so much to see and enjoy and all that other stuff. So we've
Brandy,
been
have
trying
you
to.
seen, sorry, have you went to Mary Thurston?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so go to Mary Thurston. It's one of our favorites.
Okay.
So you go down there and they have this. If you go to my page, I was just there last weekend or last Wednesday. Jackson
Okay.
Robert and I went, and there's some pictures so you can kind of see what it looks like. But they have this really cool dam that the
Hmm.
water just overflows, and you can
Oh
fish
yeah.
there as well. You can swim there. You can take your kayak out there
Okay.
or a water raft. Jackson Robert and I go water rafting there because
Got
they're
it.
calm enough that it's not too crazy, but it's
Yeah.
movable enough that it's fun. Um, Amazing time, so much fun. Wear shoes though, swim
Okay.
shoes, because the water is rocky. Now you can kind of see below it, even though it's super dirty. But
Yeah.
there's so many different levels of rock. You have to be cautious on where you're walking.
Got it.
But a great, cool, fun time. I
Yeah.
think I told you about Oak Openings,
You
the
did. Yeah.
mountain bike trail. And
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah. We
so
went there. We went to Oak Openings. We went to Providence's Park. We went to.
nice.
Uh,
Fernsworth, that's where you can rent the kayaks if you want and then go
okay.
out. They do tours or you can go by yourself.
Got
I
it.
like just heading out by myself and heading. It's super fun and easy. They do tandem, 2 people in a canoe, or they do singles as well.
Hmm. Got it. All right.
But they only rent canoes on the weekends.
Okay.
But
Okay.
if you need boats, I have 2 water rafts. You're more than welcome to borrow them if you want.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they fit. I mean, Jackson and I can fit in one.
Yeah.
So if
Okay.
that gives you an idea,
Yeah. That
yeah,
pack.
you're more than welcome to them. I bought them last year because I couldn't afford kayaks at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up buying these boats because they were on sale for like $15 a piece. But
Got it.
their originally price was like 79. So I was like, score. So I ended
Yeah.
up buying 2 of them. Never even opened up one box. It's still sitting there. And I've
Got
used the other one several times at campgrounds or going
it.
out. So
Yeah.
yeah, if
Yeah.
you want to use them, I have roars. So they have the roars with them as well.
Okay.
When Jackson and I go out, we usually just go one,
Yeah.
obviously with us, but I have a rope that I can hold on to so he doesn't go too far either. But yeah, you're more than welcome to him.
All right. Perfect.
Yeah. Well, listen, I can keep talking to you forever. I do want to
All
shut us
right.
down. It's heading out that time. I appreciate your time and energy today. Do you have any specials or anything going on with Pack Truck? Can you take on any new clients?
I can take on lots of new clients.
Okay, that's
And,
the great thing
and
about virtual, right? Because you can
yep.
work at 3 o'clock in the morning,
Ab-
their time and your time.
yep. 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 So definitely come towards us. You can reach us, like I said, brandysurratt.com or the paxsurrattconcierge.com, 419-664-0500.
Perfect. That's Brandy with an I, Brandi.
Yep.
Surratt, Suratt.
SURRAT.
Dot,
Yep.
.com, right? Not org.
.com. Yep.
.com. There it is.
Yep.
Perfect. Well, with that being said, everyone have a phenomenal week. We appreciate your guys' energy. I think our next one, maybe we do it on Facebook so we can get some engaging questions.
Cool.
Yeah, perfect. Be safe, take care, and
Take
appreciate your
care.
time and energy.
All right. Talk to you soon. Bye.